How's everybody doing tonight? Yeah. I'm going to be your host for tonight. My name is Jack. We are the Purdue Stand-Up Comedy Club. We're going to have about 10 performers, I think. Everybody gets 5 minutes. We're all going to be telling some jokes, making you guys laugh. Yeah. And I'm about to tell some jokes and make everybody in here die laughing.
Yeah.
Jack, you want me to heckle you?
Shut the fuck up.
I wasn't. Go ahead.
I'm Jack. What's your name? You with the nice hair and the glasses. I'm looking right at you. Oh no, like the guy in the front row.
Oh.
I don't know how to do properly. I'm sorry.
I'm Will.
Will, you got nice hair. Will, you have a nice barber. You trust your barber? Here's the thing about barbers. I don't trust barbers, man. It's just such a weird profession. Like you're gonna dedicate your life to cutting hair. Like it's so weird. Like why do you have that obsession? Like it's probably sexual too. Hair. This is how the first haircut went. All right. This is how the first haircut went. I'm convinced the first barber was a failed serial killer. All right. They went, oh hey Tom. Yeah, you got a nice head there. Nice head of hair. I mean, yeah, it looks great. It looked great on my mantle. What am I doing with the knife? I was just trying to give him a haircut, you know. That's why I was holding the knife. I was trying to cut his hair, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. I don't trust barbers at all. I was at a barber shop the other day. I walked past. I was disgusted. Disgusted. Not because it was a barber, it's because he was white. I'm not racist, I just discriminate on the basis of nationality. There's a difference. But anyway, I noticed it was a white barber. I tried to walk around, walk out of like eye contact distance. He saw me, we locked eyes, and then he immediately came up to me. It was like a Pokemon battle, I got sucked in. I came up to him and I was about to say, sir, I know we made eye contact earlier. I don't want a haircut, can I just please be on my way? And then he said 3 words. He said more than 3 words actually. He said, that chair in the middle over there, just sit down, I'll be with you in a minute. And my legs just started moving, I sat down, I don't even know how he did it. It was like one of those shows, he's Chris Hansen, I'm the pedophile. Just take a seat over there. What was your intentions with that woman? It's weird, because I feel like he was the pedophile in this case. Creepy ass barber. I walked in, hair all over the floor, his last victim. Immediately I knew something was wrong. He hands me this photo album of headshots, people with beautiful hair that he probably murdered. I walk in, I'm uncomfortable as fuck. He starts reaching for my hair, he starts reaching for the spray bottle, probably filled with chloroform, I'm about to get knocked out. He just lured me, an unsuspecting 19-year-old minor, into his fucking lair. He starts trying to cut my hair, I'm dodging that shit like the Matrix. Ooh. You're not gonna get me. It's like, just let me do my job. I'm like, tell that to Chris Hansen. It was weird, man. I wouldn't stop moving. And then eventually he says to me, this was a sports fan or something. He says to me, look, if you sit still for this haircut, I'll let you have one of those sports jerseys on the wall over there. Like sports jerseys. You think I'm gonna let this pedophile barber violate me for a cool looking shirt? Anyway, you know who I'm rooting for the Super Bowl. Okay, I got it.
You want me to? Yeah.
Next up, we have Jackson.
Yeah. Beautiful, Jackson.
Come on.
Yeah!
You guys doing alright?
Fuck, you're so hot! Yeah!
You guys doing better than the last open mic? You guys were like, how many people have been like to these?
Yeah.
Like, a couple people? Okay, really? Okay. Well, listen, guys. You guys are probably going to disagree with me on this one, but honestly, I've started to feel bad for landlords. Like, bro, being a landlord just isn't what it used to be. Like back in the day, if you were a landlord, at the end of the month, you would go up to your tenant, who's a single mother of 3, and she's not gonna have the rent, but she's still gonna have to pay. You know what I'm saying? But like nowadays, that trick isn't gonna work, because every single mother has an OnlyFans. Bro, she's gonna buy the whole building and put you out of a job. You know what I'm saying? I found out through a friend of mine that this girl we went to high school with, who we graduated with, actually started OnlyFans. But I did not go looking for that shit, because she's ugly. Bro, being ugly and starting OnlyFans is kind of like if a blind guy started a glasses company. Like, it doesn't matter what you do. Nobody's going to trust your final product. You know what I'm saying? Listen, this girl, she's charging the same prices on OnlyFans as everybody else is. And that to me just shows like a clear misunderstanding of like, the principles of economics. Like, everybody knows if you're selling an inferior good, you have to charge lower prices. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying there's no place for you on OnlyFans. I'm actually saying the opposite. If you charge the right price, and you're like a little unfortunate looking, if you charge the right price, you'll make more money than anybody else on the platform. And okay, if you guys don't understand why that might be, I need to inform you on the principle known as male horniness psychology. Okay? Lesson 1. Okay. You guys in here will know this. What men choose to spend their money on when they're horny is a lot like buying a drink at the gas station. Okay? Picture this. This is an analogy. Okay? So, put your thinking caps on. Imagine you're thirsty, but you're looking into the cooler at a gas station. But on the top shelf is a Monster Energy that's $4. Or, you got a Fiji water that's $7 that says it's not like other waters. Trying to get the analogy? It's like you're starting to get discouraged, but then you look at the bottom shelf. And it's this dented can with some weird residue on the lid. Arizona iced tea, 99 cents. I'm going with that one. Does that make any sense? No, I would start an OnlyFans myself, but I don't think I would get very far. Instead, I'm just going to start my own nicotine company, because that shit's addictive. You guys know what I'm talking about? Any nicotine users? What do you do? Zyn, smoke cigarettes? What is it?
I smoke everything, man.
You smoke everything. Listen, when I was in elementary school, there was this kid in my neighborhood named Jamal, and he would smoke cardboard.
Like what? He's gonna burn the cardboard and just smokes the smoke out?
Dude, he like rolled it into a cylinder and he smoked it. So I think this 5th grader had to beat, unfortunately. No, but you don't use Zyns or anything? No. Dude, you guys know there's people in Congress that are trying to ban Zyns because they say that they market to children. Do you guys know this? That's fucking bullshit. I think nicotine should only be marketed to children. Like, just imagine how much more productive the average 1st grade classroom would be. Here, kid, instead of a little sticker, as a reward, we're going to give you a nicotine patch. Dude, I'll finish all the material in like 2 weeks. Buzzed out of his fucking mind. Just like stumbling out of the classroom every day. Dude, that'd be awesome. Instead, we give kids Adderall. Isn't that crazy? Wouldn't you guys say that Adderall is worse for you than nicotine? Dude, I have a theory. I don't think autism is real. No, I don't think autism is real. I think just if you're a kid and you're prescribed Adderall, your brain turns into a computer. Am I done? You gotta be more forceful about it. You gotta like rip the mic out of my hand. Come on, Jack, you're the host.
He's done.
You need some Adderall in your system.
Get off the stage.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Alright, come up and take this from me and then kick me off the stage.
I need
You're host.
so much for that.
Yeah, man.
Woo!
Right, next up we have Cooper Thompson.
Nice one. Nice one.
So as you know, Valentine's Day is coming up, and looking at a lot of you guys in the audience, I think you're going to find this one pretty relatable. So I have this friend who's he's not very romantically inclined, shall we say. So I thought I'd write this kind of slam song. I call this a modern Don Juan. What's this? A poet doth appear? Yes, welcome now thy rhyming peer. Yes, yes, a poet has been raised, and by the efficacy of his rays, he'll disperse the languishing rot, which means, of course, your boring thoughts. Hear me, I will sing of miseries, and laughing tell thee tragedies. Tragedies, yes, romantical, in verse, at risk to be pedantical. But to sing these kinds of horrors is fitting for the poet's honor. Yes, indeed, this is an old one. I'll read to you a modern Don Juan. And now, dames and a man I sing, and of 100 other things, of a man's weakness and its fruit, at least as now has come to be. I sing, I hope, like a virgin, a Lord Byron or some angel. I sing of romance to be won, frailties, follies, and temptation, and of failures eventually. But now to our hero, for he had a wild soul, an untamed thirst for women, but lacking game. Or he was a total nerd. I can't count the girls he fluttered. Lastly, for this introduction, he bore varied inclinations. From high philosophy to art, he'd oft-fly cyclists like a dart. This judge of truth and errors hurled, the greatest fool in all the world. If after this I seem an unkind gent, just be aware, I had his consent. Should I then wax melodious and sage, call him a cuckold or a knave? How best describe this my man, this mighty maze without a plan? Now, why mock if he is the worst? Easy, I'd rather kill him with my verse. I'll here begin and spin in rhymes, I'll focus on his high school times. Again, this great fool, romantic dunce, who never caught a hint. Once did a girl ask him to cuddle, and not in ways that were subtle. Yet he confused, just asked her why, what that was inspired by. She even asked, big or little spoon, and this fool said, as I presume, what does that mean? I'm a man. Will you now speak of pots or pans? Keep in mind, she was the school flirt, not the much more overt. In his case, though, he dodged a bullet, for she shaves her head and now wears fishnets. Now that's not true, I made that up, but the former fact's quite real. But still then, good or bad, lame or hype, use yourself. She wasn't his type. Another incident likewise, which now doth float before my eyes, and this is funny, but quite sad. He had a rival who was glad to steal a wage girl he chased, and did so without sense or taste. He was tall, lean, blonde hair, blue eyes, and with confidence he would often rise. Now I must say admittedly, this was something like bad movies. He'd fall in love, then he'd score, and this happened 4 times or more. Not a blunder on my guy's part, but a sorry story for his heart. What other blunders may I tell? The Baptist, or the one from hell? That artsy girl from the theaters, or the one as wide as meters? How many pathways could I go, but for the sake of this great show, I'll tell, I think, just one more, lest this good bit become a bore. By senior year, he grew quite wild with the idleness of a child, and this time he was much older, and so he picked up his shoulders. And he made the first move for once, but remember, won't play social dunce. Except it worked. Then they dated, or at least went on dates. She hated that instead of high philosophies, he but spilled the thoughts of Ted Kaczynski. Needless to say, it failed quite soon, and I think I'll conclude my low lampoon. But ask, of God above or man below, can one reason but from what one knows? It's still quite a deep mystery, this man's romantic history. But, without ado, I bid adieu, and more luck in your romances too.
Next up, we have Doug.
Thanks for writing that poem about me.
You're welcome.
I'd like to talk a bit today about vegans. Does anyone here have a negative opinion about vegans before I get started?
Right here.
Mo, what's your opinion? What's your name?
I am one.
Sorry?
Yeah.
Oh, you are vegan.
Sorry.
So you don't have any negative opinions about
No, we
it?
hate them.
Oh, you hate it?
They sucks.
Well, what's your
It's like
name?
anime. It's good. The fan base thing.
It's the fan base bad.
Yeah,
But
we're like, we're
They're
gonna
just
say, we're like, we do it. We're not proud of it.
you're not proud. You're ashamed
It's a
inside.
dirty little secret.
We're stupid.
What's your name?
Dave.
Dave. Okay, thank you, Dave. We have Dave the vegan, everybody. Thank you. I love the vegans. I love Dave. I love people like him because before I met people like Dave, I couldn't get a burger in a restaurant because of my allergies. But now, thanks to the Impossible Burger, I can, which is great. I was really excited. Except it's shit. Am I right, Dave?
Yeah!
Yeah! The Impossible Burger, it's supposed to taste like meat. It doesn't. It tastes like memories of meat. And not your memories, the cow's memories. And we all know what happened to the cows. I went to try to get an Impossible Burger I could eat. I asked for the Impossible Burger with the vegan cheese and the vegan mayo and all that. But I asked for the real meat on it. And the waiter looked at me like I'd asked for something crazy. Like I'd asked for something out there. Like I'd asked for something not possible. Like a smart Cranard student or a nice conversation with Dave. I mean, something you could never find. Said, I don't want anything impossible, just an Impossible Burger. I've been eating a lot, though, lately. One time I was eating an Impossible Burger, and this woman came up. She had Dave's temperament, and she said, I think what you're doing is very noble. I think it's very, very wonderful of you not to eat meat, because cows cause global warming. I said, well, thank goodness for that. I did not know. Thank goodness humans are off the hook. I'm not turning my lights off anymore now that I know that it's all the cow's fault. That's a cow problem. They're going to have to go listen to cow Greta Thunberg. When it comes to global warming, we can no longer afford to stand still. We have to move. How dare you? How dare you? He found that a lot funnier than she did. She was mad. She was livid. Her face turned red. She said, this is, I can't believe you. Here, if we don't change our policies in the next 5 years, everyone in Florida will die. I said, no big loss there. Yeah. Dave's right. It's Florida. It's the worst. It's a state full of 15 million people exactly like Dave. Who would want to save him? She gets so mad at this point. Her face turns violent. She says, here's a fun fact for you. Here's a fun fact. An estimated 1.2 million people are going to die this year from climate-related causes. How do you feel about that? I said, I feel like you can't start that sentence with, here's a fun fact. This bothers me, folks. Fun facts are simple. 2 criteria. They are fun, they are facts. She failed on criteria 1. We have fun fact inflation in this country. Every fact is marketed as a fun fact, no matter how morbid it is. I went to the Skokie Holocaust Museum the other day. Writing fun fact in the sign there is a hate crime. We need to market these differently. We need to have slightly upsetting facts. They can be just as good as the fun ones. Do you guys want to hear a few?
Yes.
The Gerber baby is dead. And so are your webkins. Did you know that the possums have 13 nipples? It's not upsetting, really, until you realize that could have been us. Can you imagine how much more fun humans would be with that level of infrastructure going on? Whales are so large, if you laid them across a football field, they would starve to death. Do you know those Dawn soap commercials? Here's an upsetting fact. Do you know those Dawn soap commercials where they pick the duck out of the oil spill and they clean it off using the Dawn dish? They put that duck in the oil themselves. That's not an oil spill. They pour it up. That'd be like if St. Jude took a child, injected it with cancer so they could film themselves curing it for the glory. I mean, that's morbid. I'll give you one more upsetting fact, and then I'll get off the stage. And this is just math. Who here's into statistics?
I sure love
Yeah, you love statistics, thank you. No one here likes statistics because it's horrible. The facts are already upsetting. But statistically speaking, it is almost mathematically certain that one person in the audience is a horrible, terrible person that nobody likes. Named Dave. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You guys have a nice night.
All right, next up we got Kelsey.
had to bring up my lead water just in case I got thirsty. Wow. Didn't know that was a hot button topic for you guys. Give it up for the comics going on tonight, yeah. Give it up for our host Jack, he's been doing really good. I'm just gonna get rid of the elephant in the room first. I know everybody's looking at my face. I did get into a fight yesterday with the ground, and I lost. I was walking home from the bar from Brothers to my apartment, and I lived down the hill. And my drunk brain was like, there is nothing better than walking down a hill while I'm drunk. No good story has ever started with that. So here we are, I guess. Fun fact actually about fights. I used to be a pre-med student. When you're pre-med, they tell you, have a backup plan, have like another career that you can go into, just in case the whole like medical school thing doesn't work out. And I think that I would be a really good WWE wrestler because my ex-boyfriend used to beat me. I think you have to be really good at losing when you're a wrestler, and I was. Like, he would come home and would be mad, and I would be like, should I go get the belt, or, oh, you're just going to use the one you're wearing? Okay, let's get ready for this. Really weird thing, though, was that a lot of the times when he would beat me, it would be during a Mr. Beast video. Nothing really says, like, I'm gonna hit my girlfriend, like, today I gave 10 homeless people $1,000. Got my shit rocked to that video multiple times. Was not great. I think influencers are really interesting, I do. I'm sure you guys have seen these ladies on the internet, they're like, doing a fit check, they're like, my jeans are Gucci, my purse is Versace, my shirt is Aritzia. Why are there not white trash influencers like that? Like, I want to see a girl that's like, all right, y'all, I got my jeans from the Walmart, I got my shoes from the Dollar General, my necklace my boyfriend stole from the dollar clearance section at the Walmart. You see these influencers are like going on vacation. They're like, I'm in Bora Bora, I'm sun tanning, I'm bathing, I bought all these diamonds. I want to see a white trash girl be like, all right, guys, for vacation, I'm in Peepaw's backyard. We went ahead and we made a slip and slide using 5 black garbage bags and gasoline from the truck. Hope I don't get chemical. They probably don't know what chemical burns are, so I'm not gonna pretend like that's something that they would say. I hate when the plot twist in movies is 9/11. I don't know if this is an issue anyone else has. I was reading a book recently. I won't say the name of the book just in case you also want to read this, but I was reading a book. It was like a 300-page book. It was great. Why on the 299th page does 9/11 happen? And like it should have clicked in my brain because on page 150 she was like, Happy New Year, it's 2001. And I should have been like, why does this book take place in 2001? I think it's really funny. I think you could tell what like age people are. Like if you ask like a Gen Zer, like what is the worst way that you could die? Like a Gen Zer is like a school shooting. But a millennial is like 9/11. It's like that's why every story ends in a fucking 9/11 plot twist. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this movie. There's like a movie with Robert Pattinson. It's like a love story. And the plot twist at the end is that it's 9/11 and he's in the World Trade Center. And I was watching that with my mom, and when they panned out and they were like, September 11th, 2001, I was like, that is the dumbest fucking movie I've ever seen in my entire life. And I looked over at my mom, and she was crying. She was crying. And my mom was like, you just won't get it. Like, you weren't there when 9/11 happened. And I was like, Mom, you also were not there when 9/11 happened. You have lived in Indiana your whole life. You probably were in a cornfield when it happened. Were you scared they were going to come for you? Like, I don't... My roommate is like a 9/11 conspiracy theorist. One thing she believes is that Steve Jobs died in Flight 94. Which is like a crazy, like, what? She's like, Steve Jobs was never alive. He died in Flight 94. And she's like, if you pull up the flight log of all the people that died, there's a Steve Jobs on there. Like, that's like a regular white people name. That could be 4 other white men that I could think of off the top of my head. Doesn't mean Steve Jobs died in 9/11. Also, crazy person to be like, this definitely, was a cover-up. Like, if you told me anyone else, if you were like, Donald Trump died in 9/11, I would be like, that makes sense. That definitely is clocking in my head. Yeah. I don't know if you guys are looking at my Stanley Cup at all. It's a very nice cup. I'm not like one of those white women who's going WWE style in the Targets to get one. I think that's a little extreme. But I will say, I love that when it did come out that the Stanley had lead in it, that collectively all white women were like, okay, and? I'm sure I've had worse, But fun fact, actually, my mom works in elementary school, and she was holding one, like this, and a kid ran full force into it and broke his nose. So if you're ever in a sticky situation, you know what to do. All right, thank you guys so much. You guys have been great.
Next up, we got the very funny Ben.
I haven't started telling jokes yet. This is the way I look. What's wrong with you?
We're all texting in a group chat.
Oh, I'm certainly not that. That's great. Hey guys, my name's Ben. Fun fact about me, I really hate our host, Jack. Not that he's done anything wrong to me. I just kind of hate him because of where he's from, California. I think I was gonna say China. That'd be fucked up. I'm not getting hired if I said that. I respect you and your culture. Anyway. Hey, Dave. Oh, he's not here. Shit. That's tough. I was gonna tell Dave to beat the shit out of Doug. It's like, you gonna stand for that, man? You should tell him for me. Hey, fuck that guy up after, right? Got it. Thanks. Right, so I like biking. During COVID, long ago, I'd go biking at ungodly hours of the night, 2 in the morning. Kind of just, I was bored. Once texted a friend, I'm like, yeah, I'm going on a midnight ride. He thought I was getting pegged. It's tough. On one of such midnight rides, I ran into a police officer. He was just driving down the backcountry roads. He said, what the fuck are you doing here? I'm like, I'm off to get pegged. He didn't think it was very funny. On the side of his vehicle, it said PD0. I didn't know what that was about until I looked into the back, where I just saw Jared Fogle. It became clear to me that this was the pedo unit, and the police officer, it was like this: kid, if you don't start biking home right now, I'm gonna have to release my service animal on you. And when I looked at Jared Fogle in the eyes, it was clear to me that he had not eaten fresh in many moons. It's tough. I'm fucking tired as shit. I'm not stoned, I promise. I'm just tired. If you want stoned, it's wherever he is. Yeah. Right, so I started biking home with the cop following me the entire 3 miles. It was terrible. It was the most miserable experience of my life. I'm biking home and I'm just like, man, my mom's gonna be so mad at me. Dad's gonna be mad at me. Jared Fogle's gonna know where I live. Fuck. I kind of wondered what the cop was thinking in the car. He gets a call from dispatch, like, this is a dispatch. There's an armed robbery near the location. Can you respond? And the cop's like, this is a pedo unit. Negative, I'm following a child home. When I finally arrived home, I stepped off my bike and said, thank you, officer. He said nothing to me, and I just heard Jared howling at the moon in the back of the car. Poor guy. He just wanted to fuck kids. Why'd they have to put him through that? Can you really blame him? I can't say that. I'm done.
Next up, we have the amazing Paige.
Hello. Fuck you. I wrote this 2 hours ago and it's shit. So does anyone have any lit Valentine's Day plans for, Wednesday night? Mo's over here like that. You have lit Valentine's Day plans?
Yeah,
What do you go to? What?
Jim.
As you should. Getting them gains. Last year, I completely forgot it was Valentine's Day until 8:36 p.m. while I was eating grilled cheese dipped in tomato bisque soup at Hillenbrand Dining Court. So, not a very interesting day. I haven't really had any, romantic Valentine's Days or any, interesting Valentine's Days because I have, what is commonly known as CBD, which is a type of weed, but also known as chronic bitchless disease. The only time I ever really got stuff on Valentine's Day was when I was in elementary school and you were required to get shitty Walmart Valentine's Day cards for everyone in your class. Sorry teach, but Bridget threw a pencil at me 6 months ago, so fuck her. I'm not giving her a card from Walmart with a cat on it that says, "You're perfect." I'm getting off topic. Anyway, contrary to popular belief, I did have a boyfriend at one point. And I know what you're thinking. Paige, didn't you just say you had chronic bitchless disease? 1, fuck you. 2, yes I do. And 3, I didn't have it when I was a freshman in high school. Surprise, surprise. We did it for a whole 9 months, full of a lot of premarital hand-holding. And then he broke up with me 2 weeks before Valentine's Day. Now I'm a lesbian. Sadly, my luck with the ladies has been a little, thank you, yes. I had a crush on a coworker who I worked with for 2 years, but she was straight and had a boyfriend. I had a crush on a girl in my biology class who was my lab partner, who was straight and had a boyfriend. My mom tried to hook me up with another coworker of mine, who was straight and had a boyfriend. See the pattern here? Clearly my love life is kinda ass, but I still like to spend Valentine's Day doing the things I love with the people I love. Sleeping for 18 hours straight with my stuffed animals and then playing violent video games. Thank you very much.
Next up, we got Mysterious Mo.
How's everyone doing tonight?
Yeah, that's right.
Yep, that's right. I stole your intro. Whatever. So, I think my grandpa would have made a great redneck. Just out of this one story, one time when he was in bed, he heard a bunch of rumbling on his roof. So he got up, grabbed his gun, and said, "All right, I guess tonight's the night bitches die." So he crawled up on his roof, and he found out it was just his guard dogs fucking. So he was like, "Well, I am a man of my word." Yeah. Yeah, he never told me this story. It was just my grandma being traumatized by it. I think my dad is like one of the few people I know who likes Donald Trump for the right reasons. Like, there are a couple for him, but the main reason is that, yeah, he's a Saudi Arabian citizen. Oh, from Saudi Arabia?
No, Dubai.
Ah.
Next to our neighbors.
Yeah. Well, Paige, you're not the only one suffering from CBD. I'm suffering from it too. Well, both kinds. And even then, I do have plans this Valentine's Day. I have a therapy session.
Yeah!
It beats my regular plans of just going to the nearest CVS and ordering all the Plan B. Sorry, I just lost my notes here. Give me a second. Who here has heard of Temu?
Oh.
Really? I don't, like, someone asked me about Temu and I said, hey, you know they sell sex toys on Temu? And they asked me, Mo, will we see in your Temu basket if you have any sex toys in there? And I said, no, I don't trust the Chinese. I trust American companies like Toys R Us. As I said earlier, I'm from Saudi Arabia, and I went to high school there. It was kind of similar to American high school, I assume. It's just that once I scraped my knee and I went to the nurse's office, and then she said, oh, how bad does it hurt? Does it feel like a gunshot wound? I gave her a weird look, and then she said, sorry, I just moved from the US. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Saudi high school also has senior superlatives. Like, biggest flirt was a girl who just tripped over and showed a little bit of her ankle. What else was there? Oh yeah, there were two guys who got best bromance because that's the only way they are allowed to say it. And biggest flub went to a guy who said Aloha snack bar before he blew himself up. Anyway, that's me. I'm the human ChatGPT. Thank you. You've been really nice.
Next up, we got Sandy.
Why hasn't the identity of Jack the Ripper ever been found out? Because no one ever thought to look for an Asian in Victorian era London. The real Jack the Ripper is in this room. And he's right there! That's all I have, thank you.
Sandy, are you serious?
Sandy, you look a little bit like Ash Ketchum.
Thank you.
I actually paid him to say that. Next up, we have the one, the only, Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, Dave!
No way. Dude, you just talk shit on him now. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
We're done.
No, I don't really blame you. The fan base of vegans kind of sucks. I feel like I gotta talk about this now. I wasn't really planning to. I'll tell you why I'm vegan. Fellas, there is no better way to bag all baddies. Oh my God! That's my girlfriend right there. You know how I pulled that off? No meat. They love it. They love it, dude. But yeah, most of us are normal. Most of us don't drink piss. Not all of us. Anyway, I'm sort of fitting the stigma. I'm dressed like a Brussels sprout. But I'm in the zone. No, I'm not just in the zone, I'm in the cortisone.
I have a rash. I've met some cool people here at Purdue, mainly in the gym, and some not so cool people. So, I went to the sauna, and there was a dude there. He had a towel on his face, a big old gut out, very hairy, just moaning incessantly. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. That's not the part. We're not there yet. He was moaning incessantly. He was making me so uncomfortable, I almost had to stop rubbing his feet. Then, I went to the gym area, you know, and,
Sorry.
we're not there yet, relax. Jesus, you people laugh at anything, yeah. I went to the gym area, and this guy was staring me down. Very aggressive celery, vegan reference. Aggressive celery, like, and so I went up to him, and I slapped him. He had the gall to go to the dean and say it was sexual assault. I mean, yeah, it was his butt cheek I slapped, but I wasn't that into it. But, no. I will say, my wonderful girlfriend, she came up here from our hometown just to, partially to see this. You know, not all. But can we give her a round of applause, please? It's 2 hours. 2 hours. That's like $80 in gas. So, I don't put up with flirting from any ladies at Purdue. There was this girl at Target, she was chatting me up. She's like, oh, you're so tall, can you get this piece of merchandise off the top shelf for me? No, that's flirting. So you know what I did? I tipped her right out of her wheelchair. I hear the women laughing, not cheering. Y'all clearly don't want a loyal man. But I've also met some pretty cool people here at Purdue. And what I've learned is that I am not one of them. I was longboarding, right? I was going to Earhart, and there were 3 sorority girls, you know, and one was standing here, and then there were 2 standing here, diagonally. So my plan was, I was gonna longboard through them and get to food faster, you know. But I didn't have enough speed. And so I zoomed past the first girl, I scared her, and then I slowed down right as I came up next to the other girls. And it was very awkward because they were talking, and they got scared and stopped their conversation. So they were like, yeah, I think I'm gonna get the navy blue. And I couldn't look at them. I couldn't look at them in the eye, so I just rode past, and I could feel the tension because I didn't have room to like speed up. So I just hit him with a howdy. Wrong response. And then, as soon as I got past him, I sped up to right away and immediately busted my ass. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw him take a picture. I saw a flash. So, in my shame, I had to go to my safe place, Walmart. So, I wanted to go there to buy condoms, but not for the reason you think. I wanted to make myself a balloon animal. So, I was going to get, this guy knows, I was going to get the ribbed one so it looked more like a snake, you know. But they make it so difficult to get condoms now. You have to go to, like, the pharmacy area and talk to the 16-year-old pharmacist in order for them to unlock this cabinet that they have it. So that you go to the pharmacy and say, hey, I want to buy a condom. And then they go, okay. What flavor? And you tell them, and then they don't even, they make it so difficult. You can't just take them and buy them. You have to do a whole nother transaction just to buy your balloon and your condoms. And so, that's embarrassing. Look, here's what I don't get. They make you do a whole other transaction. You don't get to inspect your condoms. Why the hell does Walmart even have the fitting rooms? Anyway, I should have brought water. My throat is like a freaking desert. Actually, wait, leading into the next bit, I have a good friend from Dubai, Sand. He has the tendency, I'm not trying to call you out.
No, it's fine.
I want to tell him about
I
this.
don't get offended, you know that.
Yeah. He has a tendency to give me his phone when he's on a FaceTime call with somebody, and he won't tell me who it is. So he hands me the phone, there's a naked Arabian man, and he goes, he's like nips him. And he's like, hey listen, this guy, he's in New York, and he's bored. Give him some recommendations of things to do. So I was like, oh, perfect, I have just the thing in mind. So I was talking to guys like, all right, here's what you do in New York. There's lots of homeless people, and we're not there yet, don't laugh. There's lots of homeless people. Why would you laugh at that? Do you think that's funny? Because that's not the funny part.
I just don't see why they don't buy homes.
They don't want to hustle, grind, and shine. But here's the problem. There's a lot of homeless in New York, and not nearly enough of them are slay enough. So I told this guy, go get yourself a makeup palette, start giving makeovers. It's like charity. He thought that was funny. And so I kept going. I was like, okay, here's what you do next. Give the homeless people a bunch of Adderall, give them pickaxes, and tell them there's gold under the roads. He thought that was less funny. But I gave the phone back to my friend. He said some things, I don't know what it was, and hung up. I said, who was that? He goes, this was the prince of my country. The prince of the Arab Emirates. And so I got to talk to a prince, and I told him to put makeup on homeless people. I think, how are we doing for time, big guy? Was the light bad?
That means get off the stage.
Oh, my bad. All right, yeah, I'm out.
Next up, we got the one and only Stella BV.
Alright, hey, howdy everyone. Alright. You know, today I'm wearing my trad wife skirt, and, you know, in a lot of ways I am like a trad wife. You know, I don't work, I stay home all the time, and I'm like a kinder egg of mental illness, right? Like on the outside it looks fine, and then you open it up and it's like the mental health equivalent of a small mass-produced plastic toy that a small child is going to choke on. But I'm afraid of worms. I have a lot of trauma surrounding them, because once when I was a child, I was actually mugged in a back alley by a guy in a worm costume. He said, do not squirm or I'll unleash the worm, and he did the worm, and I haven't been the same since. No, but really, like, I know it's a stupid fear, but worms are kind of scary in that they're very varied, right? They're a very morally gray creature. Like, on one hand, you have earthworms, right? They're fine, they're chill, they're Big Lebowskis of the earth, yeah? On the other hand, though, you have, like, tapeworms, like, aka another reason to kill yourself. And it's like, is there any other animal that is so varied in morality? Like primates, for example, chimps. You know, like chimps to me are like Catholics. If Catholics worshipped just the concept of violence and not God. I will not elaborate on that. But I'm just saying, like, people give Jewish people a lot of shit for crucifying Jesus, but a chimp could and would murder the Son of God. So I have a job, believe it or not, and my entire job is just to record lectures, so I like press a button and sit on my ass. It's a great job. But a lot of people, you know, they say they're worried about AI taking their jobs. I'm worried about a well-trained chimp taking mine. Like, seriously, like, once my boss finds out that he can give a capuchin monkey peanuts instead of, like, money to me, I'm fucked every time I read these articles where it's like scientists train, I don't know, fucking bonobos to make instant microwave meals and experience clinical depression. I'm like, my professional career's over, it's done. But, you know, and the thing is, I can't complain about it, because then when I say these monkeys are taking our jobs, that is not what people think I'm referring to.
I'm against racism, and I'm not afraid to say that. But the thing is, I couldn't be a Nazi even if I wanted to. Like, it's really hard to be a Nazi when your very existence disproves white supremacy. Like, it's hard to be like white power when you look like Steve Buscemi after a failed rhinoplasty. You can't really go marching in the streets and claim you're part of the master race when you look like a crack addict, even though the hardest drug you've ever taken is a vitamin gummy from the Flintstones saga or whatever the fuck. So I also want to address something, like, let's get serious for a moment. I think we should address something very serious, something very near and dear to my heart. So I believe there should not be an age limit on when you get to drink alcohol, and I believe all drugs should be legalized. This will fix a very, very important issue in my life. People not laughing at my jokes. Like, I want you guys to start coming to these shows high as fuck. Because I don't want to work harder. Exactly. Thank you. Because I don't want to work harder to make funny jokes. No. I'm on too many antidepressants to be funny anymore anyways. Like, I want you guys to come in high. But don't come in high on, like, DMT, because, you're going to be seeing God, and you're, like, tasting colors, and just in the background you hear, what's the deal with fast food? It's not fast and it's not food. And then the universe just caves in on itself. So the other day I was talking with my mom, and just out of nowhere she's like, you kind of queer-bait people. I'm like, by existing? What is it about myself that makes me look gay? Like, do I act gay? Do I sound gay? Is the way I have sex with women gay? I don't understand. But I think what happened is I spent too much time with gay people in high school, and they kind of, like, infected me, and now I have all their little mannerisms. Yeah, conversion therapy works, just not in the way conservatives hope. Yeah, that's really about it, but I do want to say one more thing. I want to say Jack the Ripper has never been found. But honestly, did he really do anything wrong? I mean, come on, it was like hundreds of years ago. It's water under the bridge, right, guys? I mean, yeah, thank you. Like, murder, is it really that big of a problem? I mean, I don't think so. I think... Noted. All right, thanks, guys.
All right, last but not least, we have Gavin Myers.
That's wild. Sounds like someone just announced Matt Rife. A bunch of hot girls are like,
Woohoo! My panties are wet.
No, so this is take 2 for stand-up comedy for me. See how it goes. I'm a Christian. It's a great way to start a show. We caught a lot of heat last week, but I'm pretty sure it was from a girl who was gay, so she's gonna get flamed in the end. I don't need to roast her back. Just playing, guys. Just playing. Yeah, I'm a Christian, so as soon as I say that, everyone's kind of like, oh shoot, 2 things just popped in your brain, right? I'm not gonna be funny because I'm clean, right? I'm gonna talk about some sort of like, the other day I went to church and there wasn't any coffee there. I don't know what Christian community is talking about, but no, I'm pretty funny, guys. I promise. I can do some dirty humor. Like, watch this, guys. Fuck. Okay, I got it out. Yeah. What's that? Mother Mary. Alright, we're good. No, yeah. And then the second thing is that I'm homophobic. Everyone always kind of spits that one out there. It just pops in your brain. I know. We got a bad rep as Christians, but I swear I'm not homophobic. But I was thinking the other day, why is it called, like, homophobia? Like, what if there's an actual phobia? You know what I mean? Like, you see a gay person in public and you're just like, oh my god, like, get away from me. I just pooped myself. Like, y'all would have so much power, you know what I mean? Like, no one could bully you for being gay anymore. Like, you could come out and then everyone would just be like, yep, we're good. Like, all your policies are passed, you're fine. Everything's fine. But yeah, man, I swear, I'm not homophobic, but growing up Christian, like, you hear some weird, some crazy theories, I grew up, I was Christian, I was homeschooled, went to church on Sundays, Bible study on Tuesdays. We had our clan meetings on Thursdays. Yeah, man, so I was a traditional Christian. But yeah, in my homeschool co-op, this girl, she came out in like middle school. Man, I felt bad for her because like everyone there's like these Christian people, and the theories like it's like you ever been like with one of those people who has those conspiracy theories, right? And they're like, all right, let me tell you this, and you're like, no, that's not how it works. Like I would hear these moms be like, yeah, she's just doing it for attention. It's like, no, were you in middle school? Like the worst roast in middle school. Do y'all remember it? You're gay. Like that was like the one big thing you had. And like you don't just come out in middle school because you want attention. That's the wrong kind of attention. You don't want that. But yeah, I just felt so bad for this girl. And yeah, I was telling my mom, I was like, no, that's not how it works. Like I imagine, I don't really know. I was homeschooled. I don't know a whole lot of things. I didn't meet a whole lot of like gay people. But I assume it kind of works out like you kind of you got art class and all your bros are like, oh well, we're gonna go to art class, so gay. And then when Jimmy's kind of like, yeah guys, that's so gay. And then you get into art class and Jimmy starts kind of like writing. He's like, fuck, I'm like so good at this. No, not in middle school. You could have waited. I don't know. I don't really know how it works, but it's kind of what I got going in my head. But yeah, man. I think I had another bit, and it kind of fell from my brain. So that's all I got for tonight. Thank you guys.
Let's give it up one more time for Gavin. That's all our performers. Thank you again to all our performers. Thank you to all of you guys for coming out. We genuinely appreciate you guys. Hope everybody has a great night. We are Purdue Comedy Club, P-Suck on Instagram. Hope to see you again. Wait 1 second.